Hey, this is Anthony with RevZilla. We watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our detailed breakdown of the new A.G.V Corsa R Helmet, available at RevZilla.com. This is the new Corsa R from A.G.V, being introduced late fall 2016. Now, if we look at it from an exterior view, it's going to be the same as the original Corsa. It's still designed to be playing at the apex for race-oriented helmets, but again, DOT, ECE, 3 pounds 6 ounces, stealing a lot of DNA off of Rossi's Pistas. But I will tell you, the new version in the Corsa R really makes some upgrades that are more akin to what we just saw Arai do with their new Corsair X. It's more user-friendly, it's going to be more quiet. They're actually saying that the big change on this, when we redid the neck roll, redid the inner liner, is going after a 29% improvement in the quiet rating on the helmet. Now, they did upgrade the face shield to a 5mm optically correct, same one as the new Pista R, and they have changed some of the other elements of this helmet. But the big call out is they're looking at a helmet now that if you are riding in the Tucker 3/4 on the street for spirited riding, not just on the track, you're absolutely getting a more user-friendly, quiet helmet that now gets a better, it's basically a better comfort and support structure for a longer distance ride. Now, quick note on fitment before I completely tear it apart. Intermediate oval in its head shape, a little bit longer front to back. It's going to be race fit from A.G.V, so it's very encompassing around the neck roll and around the cheeks. It also introduces emergency cheek pad removal system here into this helmet with the new school neck roll. I will tell you though, use the size charts. Remember, we'll ship for free over 39 bucks. And the other thing that they got rid of on this helmet, I might as well pull it out really quickly, I'm going to show you here, is that the previous version had this egg-shaped adjustability to it. So if I pull that apart here, you're going to see these wings across the top of the helmet. They move front and the back, and they move side to side. They've actually ditched them on the new version of this inner liner. So it's more quiet inner liner, but it also uses a more consistent fit scheme, and it's also reversible. So you have a cool side and a warm side, depending on the time of the year that you're riding. So again, that's the big flavor change. When we get into the interior guts of this helmet, we'll pull it fully apart. Now remember, we were talking about fitment. Those things influence fit of this helmet, but what I love is if you click our logo, subscribe to us at RevZilla on our YouTube channel, leave me your comments, your questions, your feedback about the new Corsa R. Now, let's go back out to the 10,000 foot view and work our way in. If we look at it, it's still race-oriented, aggressive, super aerodynamic. Again, you can see your big spoiler here done in clear plastic that's dialed in. This is right out of the playbook of the original Pista GP. You see these big humps across the top. That's your integrated ventilation system on this helmet. Great internal airflow from the chin, 3 across the top, exiting out the back. Again, it's aramidtic, carbon fiber, fiberglass resins, making a super light, super strong, really track-oriented helmet. I look at this helmet and I'm thinking about the everyday rider. It's not for the everyday rider. They made it more user-friendly, but really, if you're spending north of the $800 mark, you're buying an apex predator within a category designed to do one job and one job only, and that's keep you safe, keep you comfortable, and keep you aerodynamic on the track. And that is really where this helmet takes so much of its DNA. And you can see that here in the side profile. The nice part about it, though, compared to something like the Pista R, is you can open and close the ventilation system. Again, these vents, and they are metallic. You can see the metal behind them, which is a nice update here. They're no longer painted. And then towards the bottom, you see these 2 vents that vent here to the shield. There is a story worth noting here. This diffuser is now wider. You still have the ventilation to be open and closable. You can see what I'm doing here. That's my thumb on the inside. That vents right up here to the front, and that's going to diffuse now through this wider port to the shield. Now, I will tell you, if we look at this button's not broken or stuck. This is the new school Pista R style shield change mechanism. Instead of a 3mm shield, it's now a 5mm class 1 optically correct shield. Gets your pin lock or your tear off posts that are also pin locks, and it gets a Pinlock 120, which we don't have installed, but it does come in the box. So again, you're getting that double pane window system to keep it from fogging. That is a nice upgrade. And the reason, I'll go all the way back to your center lock here. Remember, it's a center locking device because you can do it ambidextrally depending on which hand you reach for. The reason they've recessed it is to eliminate the ability to have it be struck and open on its own. You don't want to have the ability of an accidental opening. And again, the last version was really hard. It's a 1,000,000 to 1 shot to get it. On the new version, they've made it even harder to accidentally open this. I still have a bit of an issue that there's no detents at all. So you have open, you have your city position, and then you have down, you have cracked. And again, I will look at this QSRV here along the side. as your shield change mechanism. Note where I'm pulling down with my thumb, it pops it off of the side. You can see how that works right there. Gonna need to open it to put it back on. That's how that works. It's not super clunky, it's not super smooth. It works just fine. I did it very quickly there. And there's also, if you look at this, a nice big gasket that runs along the side. But A.G.V, if you're listening, maybe do a spring-mounted version at some point that when you pull it down, it allows it to suck it back. I think that's gonna be hard with their locking mechanism here in the front like that. It's spring-loaded, but from a different angle. But again, that tight seal, it is a 5mm shield though, again, so you're getting a very beefy, heavy-duty shield. Now, if we turn around to the back here, you're gonna see these two big vents. They slide down into your winglet here across the back, your spoiler. Again, that's the Z coefficient factor. Aerodynamic at speed, trying to do a great job of eliminating the pull and the rise here that's gonna make it unstable and wanna create lift. After a while in the racetrack or in the tuck, it's just going to become fatiguing. So again, these race-oriented helmets are really designed from a standpoint of the helmet should exist, whether you're head checking or your chin is on the tank, and really not get in the way and not be shaking, not be moving, and really working with you. Even the whistle factor on helmets like this, most racers wear earplugs, but again, when you think about that, anything that's not a distraction, whether it's fit, comfort, weight, or noise, is going to allow you to be focused on your line. And again, focused on your line means fast and it means safe. Now, if I pull over my donut here, reaching here to the left, let's pull my donut, pull it back up here, you're gonna see the updated neck roll. Again, a lot of changes, completely overhauled. The chin skirt here is going to be redesigned. It's smaller, it's less in the way. And if we look at it, notice, it's going to have your reflectivity on both sides. You're using nubuck and the Shalimar material, which is now water resistant. It's hydrophobic, so if you happen to get water along the bottom, put your helmet down somewhere damp, it's not gonna wick into the helmet, but the inside of this liner is absolutely wicking and it's gonna pull moisture away. Emergency cheek pad removal system now, again, allows you to pull the whole thing out. Notice how it comes out. The whole neck roll is one piece. And the fact, there's a couple things going on here, and I just pulled this interior pad out. I'm gonna get to that in a second. Notice the inside, very dense, very thick, nice and contoured. And notice this ridge at the bottom. That's, again, a big part of the quiet factor. Again, they were going for quiet on this helmet. There's actually a good amount of girth and beefiness to this interior neck roll and cheek pad system. And you notice these cutaways here too, they give you more room at the ear. So what they did was they gave you the ability to use these inner pads to fine tune the quiet and fine tune the thickness behind your ear. I'm gonna pull this other one out as well. But again, what they didn't do was give you a cutaway for a Bluetooth communicator system. So again, if you have speakers that you want to put in for a BT or Bluetooth or a comm unit, here, let me undo my double D ring, you're not going to have that ability. Now, the other thing I did mention earlier in the video is the reversibility and the reload here on your comfort liner. If I pull my comfort liner out, you're going to see there's really two versions. You have the Shalimar version, which is a little thicker. It'll actually be a little more dense. It's going to work well for wintertime riding scenarios. But what I can do here is, if you look at the top, I can flip it inside out. And if I flip it inside out, now I'm getting my Ritmo version, which is a cooling effect. Again, your cheek pads are going to be that Shalimar version. They're going to wick sweat away, maximum wicking. But the Ritmo liner actually gives you a bit of a cooling effect to it. So again, for summertime riding, you're going to flip it. For wintertime or cooler season riding, you can flip it. It's nice to have it be tunable. And you can see the buttons aren't double width. They just reverse. And again, if they were double width, you'd be creating an extra pressure point, which you don't want. What you're doing is you're just kind of reversing them. They snap right in. So again, very thoughtful from A.G.V. Again, I haven't seen anybody do that. They've been really thoughtful in the last few years of the liners, going from the egg-shaped liner that then has the ability to be fine-tuned to this liner, which is a little more simple. And by the way, you can use this in the Veloce S as well, which is a new school dual materialed liner, again, giving you that flexibility. Now, if I put it back up on its spoiler here, we're going to open it up. You're going to see they gave you a little bit of extra finishing on the inside, big cutaways in the EPS, 10mm vent holes, all the venting coming through, extracting it along the mohawk of your head and out through the back, keeping you cool. So again, not a ton of changes there, really just designed to keep you cool in extreme riding scenarios. So we have no exterior shell changes. Lots of changes to the shield, lots of changes to the inner guts. The price hasn't really gone up, but you're still playing in the top end of the food chain. Above that $800 mark. Again, I like the direction of it. It's still addressing a very tiny segment of riders that are going to be playing at this apex level. You always have your Rossi graphics coming through, which are a nice touch. But again, that is the new Corsa R from A.G.V. Stealing some new Pista R DNA, again, making it a little bit more user-friendly, but that's where it lives within the food chain. The next step in your journey is to click the info button, your desktop, your mobile device. Visit the product detail page at RevZilla.com. Read other rider reviews. You shouldn't just take my word for it. As always, we'll ship for free over $39. You want to talk to a gear geek, see us at RevZilla.com or 877-792-9455. Thanks for watching our detailed breakdown. Remember, subscribe to us at RevZilla on our YouTube channel. Stay up to date with my opinion, the latest and greatest in the moto universe. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.